Good morning. Thanks so much for checking in with us here at Atlanta News First Plus on your Sunday morning. I'm Megan Packer here to just get you updated on what's making news this morning. And we are talking all about the storms that have blown through North Georgia overnight this morning and even more expected tomorrow. So we'll check in just a moment with First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. She'll bring you up to speed on where things stand right now, where the storms are, and help you time out the rest of your day and tomorrow, again, as another round is expected. But right now, let's take a look at the storm damage that we've been dealing with over the past several hours. A lot of trees came down overnight. A lot of wires came down. At last check this morning, there were more than 30,000 Georgia Power customers without electricity to start their day. You can see here in Smyrna, this is just one example of a tree down on a house. Again, many cases of this all over Metro Atlanta, of wires down, trees blocked, people unable to get maybe in or out of their street because of the wires and trees that are down. And sadly, these storms did turn deadly last night. Georgia State Patrol tells us a 56-year-old man named Jason Payne from Carnesville was driving on State Route 51 in Banks County when a tree fell on top of his car, sadly. And again, you're looking at video in Smyrna where this man who was in this house went to the hospital. Thankfully, he is expected to be okay. Outside of the storm damage, there was some breaking news from overnight in LaGrange where we can tell you 7 people were shot and one of them died. There was a shooting around 1 o'clock this morning at a house on Seminary Street near the Shadow Lawn Cemetery. People say 19-year-old Javion Dukes was taken to the hospital where he died. Investigators are working to learn more about what led up to that shooting and identify everybody involved. They had not named a suspect as of the last check that we had from LaGrange police. If you have any information about what happened there, they want to hear from you, and you can reach out to the police department there anonymously. We are expecting to learn more today from Atlanta police about a deadly double shooting that happened in Northwest Atlanta yesterday. It happened just before 10 last night on Jones Avenue near Johnson Road. Police say one of the victims died. They did not share the condition of the second victim, but again, they do say that they were going to share more information this morning about that shooting investigation. And just a traffic heads up for you this weekend, the Buford Spring Connector is still closed so crews can make repairs. GDOT says the problem caused the on-ramp to the highway to settle too far into the ground. It was a drainage issue that caused it. But here's a look at the backup from yesterday. So folks could not get on to that on-ramp to get onto 85 northbound. If you're familiar with this area, you know it well. So there was that jam up of people just trying to get onto 85 a different way, go farther down Buford Highway. So it is still closed. Just a heads up. They do hope to have that work done by 11 o'clock tonight, and that is GDOT out there making those repairs. Let's take a peek outside right now. It was a stormy morning for some of you. Pretty calm right now as we look over downtown Atlanta. People might be getting outside right now to clean up after the storm damage from last night, but these storms are not done. So let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi right now to walk us through the timing and really wild past 24 hours, Courtney.
Totally. Yeah, we were talking yesterday about that First Alert weather day for storms that could pack winds upwards of 50 to 70 miles per hour. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw a severe thunderstorm warning that had the tag of 80 mile per hour wind gusts on it yesterday. And from some of the damage reports and the things that we've seen, the images we've seen across North Georgia, wouldn't be surprised if that really panned out. So we're thankful those are behind us, but we are not completely done with our stormy stretch of weather. Thankfully, we are done today with our storms. So no more First Alert weather day for your Sunday. However, we are going to watch for more storms tomorrow afternoon and evening, which is a First Alert weather day. So don't let your guard down just yet. We have to prepare for one more stormy day before we can finally have at least a slightly drier trend through the upcoming week for at least most of it. So more details on that in a second. Here's a look at First Alert radar. This is just before, this is what radar is looking like just after 10 o'clock. All the storms now off to the east and some rain still along and south of I-20. And that's really where we'll watch for a few showers over the next hour or so, is mainly along and south of I-20, but not expecting thunderstorm activity through the morning. Taking you hour by hour through your day, notice that 10 to maybe 20% coverage of an isolated storm this afternoon. So if you have any afternoon plans today, you're good to go. Go ahead and move on with them. It'll be mostly cloudy. You might notice a little breeze today, and temperatures will be in the low 80s. Yesterday, we topped out at 91 in Atlanta. It was hot. It was humid. That's what fueled all those storms. Today, because of the morning rain, temperatures only in the low 80s. So I think that'll be a nice little break from the big time summer heat we had yesterday. Now, tomorrow is that first alert weather day. Temperatures in the low 80s still, but the big story, of course, the potential for severe storms. All of the area under that level 2 of 5 threat for severe weather. Essentially, that means that scattered severe storms are possible. The threat just a little more than isolated for us, because we're going to be watching very similar to what we've had the last couple of days, these kind of lines of storms that will push through, and usually they can produce some pretty strong wind, and that does lead to down trees and power lines. I do think that's a possibility again tomorrow, unfortunately, for North Georgia. So let's take you through the day tomorrow. Mostly dry for the morning as you're heading back to work. If you're sending the kids to summer camp tomorrow, looks good to go in the morning. However, early afternoon, both models, this is the graph model, which actually did really well yesterday, but even our other high resolution model, they're both hinting at least a first round of storms in the early afternoon. So as early as 11 a.m. from Carrollton down to LaGrange, we'll watch for the potential for storms, and then moving through Metro through the early afternoon around your lunch hour. So at this point, tomorrow early afternoon, we will have enough fuel for an isolated severe storm. However, it does look like our dynamics for a slightly greater chance for severe storms will be within that evening batch of storms. Storms will be possible as early as 6 p.m., so that could impact your evening commute. This model thinks a little later, more so 7, 8 o'clock storms moving in from the southwest and kind of pushing off to the east-northeast, impacting Metro after sunset, and then pushing into East Georgia around 11, 12 o'clock. Doesn't look like severe weather will linger into the overnight hours Monday night into Tuesday, which is good news. But I do think in the second batch of storms, we'll have just a slightly higher chance for severe weather. Unfortunately, all modes of severe weather are possible tomorrow. We're talking the potential for damaging straight line winds upwards of 60 miles per hour, maybe some small hail. We have had some penny-sized hail in these storms over the last couple of days. The hail threat's really low. The tornado threat also really low. It's not none. I do think the greater chance for tornadoes is south of here, but we will have to watch for maybe a brief isolated tornado tomorrow evening as well. All that to be said, just make sure you're being weather aware tomorrow. Have wait or receive weather warnings, the same thing we've been telling you all weekend and what felt like for almost the entire month of May. Just make sure that you're good to go in that department. Have your notifications turned on in case we do get a tornado warning tomorrow. Really important that you are aware of that and you get alerted on your phone. Now, through this week, we'll have a front dip to our south. It's going to move through on Tuesday, and it'll sink to our south. That's going to provide a daily chance for storms, but mostly along and south of I-20. So most of the area will be dry Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which is great news because I know a lot of you are probably sick of the rain. A lot of the kids are on summer break, so I know they want to get out and enjoy it. And the good news is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday do look like we'll have at least ample time to get out and enjoy the week, because while there are still at least a chance for storms, most of it, again, along and south of I-20, mostly dry. Friday, that front that'll be to our south is going to lift back to the north, so that'll provide a chance for more scattered afternoon storms. Not a first alert weather day yet because we're still trying to get a better handle on the exact coverage, but just know scattered storms will be possible to round out the week. And then Saturday, it looks mostly dry right now outside of a few isolated storms for the afternoon with highs near 90. We're really turning up the heat late week after a couple days in the low 80s today and tomorrow. We're back in the upper 80s Wednesday, and it does look like we'll have a couple of 90-degree days on Thursday and Friday. All right, everyone. Again, good thing is the severe weather threat is done for the day today, so you won't have to worry about that, and we'll stay mostly dry through the rest of the day today, but get ready for more storms for our first alert weather day tomorrow afternoon and evening. Make sure you're staying weather aware. Make it a wonderful Sunday, everyone, and we'll catch you here next time.